Hi guys, welcome to Love Being Outdoors. My name's Kieran and you're joining me today as we take on the Midhurst Way. Over the next few days we'll explore a path that's steeped in history and alive with nature, from ancient ruins to medieval landmarks and historic churches, all the way through to the natural charm of the South Downs. Join me as I share stories of the past and capture the vibrant life of the countryside. So this is the Midhurst Way, let's get going.
The Midhurst Way is a 29-mile through hike running from the top to the bottom of the South Downs, taking on around 5,000 feet of elevation. The route starts at Haslemere train station, moving south to Midhurst and then finishing at Arundel train station.
And we're off. So I've just walked away from Haslemere train station, starting to get into a little bit of the outdoors now and sort of lose the bit uptown and the cars and whatnot. I'm going to be doing around 7 miles today, 15 or so tomorrow, and then whatever's left on the last day. So yeah, should be a really good outing and I'm looking forward to it. Plenty of history, plenty of wildlife, plenty of nature on the way. So yeah, let's get stuck in. So I've been going for about 2 miles now, and the Midhurst Way is meant to have its own waymark, which is one of these little symbols, but haven't seen any yet, although walking through this woods is absolutely lovely. So many birds out. So this yellow flower behind me here is gorse, and it's edible. And you'll probably recognise it from these bright yellow flowers which come around in early spring. And the flowers can last for quite a while, but they're best eaten in the early spring. And although it's not particularly nutritional or high in vitamins, its flower heads have this sort of unique coconut type flavour. And people will often make sort of drinks or tea with it. But yeah, like I say, it doesn't have a great deal of nutritional value, so you wouldn't particularly cook it, nor would you eat the rest of the plant. But these leaves, like I say, give a small sort of coconutty kick, and it grows absolutely everywhere. So it's a really good little trail snack, something you can just simply munch on as you walk past and just chew a few little bits. Looks like there's a log on that bench. That explains the log. But yeah, what a spot. God, it's getting steep. That's what I was steep. Oh my God.
The first town on our journey is Fernhurst, and it's about 3.5 miles into the hike. This small village has a close-knit community who collectively designed this poster showcasing the town's history, outdoor spaces and wildlife. The poster showed us some of the wildlife we might see, but also showed us our first stop. St Margaret's records date back to the 11th and 12th century, but the name Fernhurst has Saxon origins, and it's very likely a lost church would have stood here or somewhere near over 1,000 years ago.
Another plant I'm hoping to find later and put in the goodie bag is three-cornered leek. It's very common this time of year and it tastes exactly like spring onions, and I've got some noodles for dinner, so it would go really, really nicely with that. So I'll keep an eye out. I have seen it once already, but it was right next to a bench and a bus stop, so it was sort of dog wee central really. So yeah, not really what I'm looking for, but yeah, it's perfect time of year for it. So I have bright white flowers and a triangle stem, so yeah, let's keep our eyes peeled. It's about 5:30. I've done just over 7 miles, done the walking that I wanted to do today. Probably give it another 15-20 minutes, try and find myself somewhere to pitch up. Don't think I'm going to have a viewpoint, so I might just be nestled away somewhere in the woods, which actually I don't mind because it's been really nice. Let's get up here quickly. It's really nice, this woodland, so I could probably find somewhere where I could clear off and pitch up, but would rather do the walking while I've still got the light. Regrettably, I passed up a couple things I could forage as I was walking this, at the beginning of the day, and now I've not walked past them again. I kind of wish I'd picked them up, but there's still some time. There's also a pub further up ahead, so we'll see what happens there. Now we're talking. I must say, this pub is absolutely delightful. So there's amazing little ponds with fish, the wildflower. So nice. I went in twice. Cheers. Had to put my jacket on, it was just getting a bit chilly sitting there, but I have to say that pub was absolutely amazing. Yeah, pub was amazing. Great pub garden, lovely little space to sit, got the drone up, just the sort of mood lifter I was needing, and now, yeah, a little bit of walking and we'll find somewhere to pitch up. So, cheers Henley. Just found a little shooting post, looking out over this bit here, probably looking for deer or different game bird. Should we go up it? Dun 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 I'm actually struggling a bit now. Oh, come on, last bit. Try not to knock my camera off. Oh my god. Oh. So yeah, looking out over this, I'd be here with my intervention and sleight of hand probe. Those beer's gone to my head. Right, let's get down. What have we got here? Any outdoor space or sheltered space? could be home for the night. It would save having to put up a tent. Let's have a little look at this first one, shall we? What we got here? Little roof, a bench, door, presumes nobody's in there. It's a bit rocky though, I wouldn't really want to put my mat and bed down on that. But the other one again, oh, if there was a face in that window. Oh. Why am I even, why am I even saying that? Ah! Okay, the bird's nest. That would do, I think. It's going to rain in the morning, so one, that would keep my tent dry. Two, it's a bit cool, it's a bit weird. Three, do I have warm enough stuff for not being... Yeah, I've got warm enough stuff to not be in tent. Does the table support me? That's the next big question. Yep. Takes 110 kg. That's the bag included. I think that might do. Should we call that home? The bird's nest. And then it just saves with the tent tomorrow morning too. Yeah, we're going to do it. Ooh, it's going to be a spooky one. Welcome to the Bird's Nest Cookery Show. Today we have tonkotsu beef noodles with garlic mustard and wild garlic flower heads. Amazing. Voila! Fire! Needed. Right, let's get on this then. Have our fun. Nice. Oh, please don't break. There we go. We're in. Alright, well, I'll see you in the morning, I suppose. Right, let's get cracking, shall we? We are locked in, loaded, leave no trace check. What a spot. The bird's nest. So this was about 3-4 minutes walk after I stopped, so I probably would have gone underneath that tree there. That would have sheltered me a little bit from the rain and put my tent up, but yeah, ultimately very glad made the decision I did, especially with that rain. And it's rolling the tent away, cold hands. So yeah, thank you, the bird's nest.
I kept pushing towards Midhurst, the highlight of our walk. Just outside Midhurst lies the small town of Easebourne and the ruins of Cowdray Park. But before we get there, let's get some food and check out this church. or not.
Well, that backfired, didn't it? That's 2 now. I really wanted to go in there actually. It's supposed to have some really nice stained glass windows. The church itself is about 900 years old, or sorry, the site itself is 900 years old, and I'm sure there are probably parts of it. I'm no architect. I'm sure there are parts of it that are original, and obviously most of it will be a little bit more current, but yeah, it's got these Commonwealth war graves as well. Oh well, onwards. Wrong way as well. Even better. I want to go that way up the front of it.
And now to Cowdray ruins. Built in the 16th century, Cowdray was once one of the finest Tudor houses in the country and has hosted royalty like Henry VIII and Elizabeth I. In 1793, a devastating fire destroyed much of the building and it never went under mass repairs. Sadly, the ruins are currently closed to the public, but the visitor centre are working hard to create a meaningful attraction to open soon. I was also very lucky to meet a passionate local who was able to tell me a bit more.
It is beautiful though.
It's stunning, but it should be floodlit.
Yeah, if it had some nice ones on the bottom of it, it'd be amazing,
And
wouldn't it?
these apparently were originally at the beginning of the causeway, right at that end.
Right.
And they moved them up here.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. But no, it's a beautiful. But there was a curse put on that the heirs would either die by fire or water.
Right.
And one died in the fire, and then they rushed to France to the other heir,
Yeah.
and he drowned somewhere.
Really? Oh,
So,
spooky.
tale, but yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, lovely to meet you.
Yes, and
Take
you.
care.
And yeah, enjoy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All the best.
Your decision.
Thank you. Yeah, love being outdoors is what it'll be on YouTube.
Yes.
So if you ever happen to stumble across it, you'll take care.
I continued on and soon found myself in Midhurst. Midhurst was a market town in its medieval days and is recorded heavily as being a key hub for local trade. It also has a church.
No way are we free from free today. Just reached the old town hall of Midhurst, and this area signifies the market square, and this would have been still is the heart of Midhurst for nearly 1,000 years. And you can see a lot of history in sort of the timeline, from the architecture of some of the buildings over here to the church next to it, and this records go back to 1290 is roughly when they believe that this was built. And there's even some stocks and pillory in here, which would have been an early form of punishment, where people put their hands or feet through those holes and get pelted up with fruit. And it says here in Midhurst that the last person to ever be pelted with fruit was Henry Eldridge in 1859 for a period of 6 hours for non-payment of a fine. So yeah, really interesting to see the way this town's developed and changed, and the influences that have come in, especially the Norman conquest in 1066 and the rise of Arundel to then support this area and see it bustle and grow as a market town. About 100 metres or so down that road is the old town hall, and here we've now got Midhurst Castle on St Anne's Hill, and that's the remains of an 11th century castle, and you can see the close proximity between the market square and the castle, and how important that would have been back in the time.
The castle has a typical moat and bailey style fortification and would have been mostly made out of wood in its heyday. The stone remains seen now would have been added at a later date for strength and preservation. As I continue on the trail, I come to the small town of Tillington. The town is heavily invested in agriculture, with vineyards and farmland surrounding it on all sides. At its centre is All Hallows. A church has stood here since 1180, and a small section on the southern side is still original stonework. As I sat eating a snack and flying the drone, I encountered some inquisitive friends, but I couldn't stay for long as the hope of an open church with well-praised stained glass windows was drawing me in.
Finally. No way.
I left at 2 on the dot and continued onwards. I couldn't help but feel that some of the paths I'd been on had been used for thousands of years. I made a quick stop to get some soup and bread for dinner.
This is jelly ear or wood ear fungus, and it's an edible mushroom that you can find all year round but are better eaten in the wetter months. And these ones here have sort of gone past their best, but it's quite obvious where they get their name from because they look like an ear and they're very, very jelly in like in texture. And what people will normally do is dehydrate these and then rehydrate them in something and coat them. So a very common choice is to dehydrate, rehydrate in orange juice and then coat in chocolate, and it will give you like a Jaffa cake filling type snack. So we are nearly done for the day, just about to start our last climb, finishing up here on Bignor Hill. Oh, hello. You come running from. Hello, buddy. Anyway, yeah, up there, then we're done. So let's do it. Oh, right now this is absolutely beasting me. I mean, I was at ground level a minute ago, and this is the final push now. Nearly there. I think I'm going to set up my tent just here, so I have nice views that way. The sunset is the other side, but in the morning it should be lovely. I call this one the grenade. Boom! We are finally out of the wind. Oh my god, it feels amazing to be in here. And it looks pretty sturdy and set up as well and strong. Just throw my stuff in for now, just have a little minute to lie down. But yeah, hard work today done. I think I did like 16 miles or something like that, so.
I wouldn't recommend gas cooking in your tent, but with the wind I had no choice. Make sure you've got plenty of ventilation.
Right, it is 9 o'clock. I've had my dinner. It is bedtime. I'm praying that this tent doesn't fail me in the night, but the weather says gusts up to like 55, 60, and I'm pretty exposed, so yeah, we'll see. Right, see you in the morning then.
day 3 began in one of the coldest winds I'd ever felt. I hit the trail in search of some cover.
Wow, is it nice to be out of that wind. I've just walked a kilometre or so from down that way. Just pop my bag down for a sec, use the cover of the trees. I just need to get myself ready basically. I just find my glasses, take my thermals off, brush my teeth. I thought about doing that up there. It's not the first thing I do, but the wind chill was just no way. So yeah, we've got about 6 miles, heading that way to get to Arundel train station. That's where the walk finishes. It's a good day, I'm feeling fresh. Lie down for a while, but I didn't get much sleep with all that wind. So yeah, let's get on with it and get moving. Right, see you in a bit. So this is a King Alfred's cake, or a coal fungus, or a cramp ball. They've got many names, and it's a mushroom, not edible, but used to be used and still can be used as a fire lighter.
If you're going to try this, please remember to be safe and leave no risk of fire. I enjoyed the last few miles in the wild before hitting the civilization on Arundel's outskirts.
I've just found what I was looking for on the first day to go with my noodles. This is 3-cornered leek, and it's in the allium family and tastes very, very similar to spring onion. It has 6 petals and green stripes running down the insides. But its main feature is this triangular shaped stem, which is where it gets its name 3-cornered leek from. This is another plant where you have to be quite careful, and here it is growing right next to lily of the valley. And this is very similar in that it's got white petals and these green marks, but this is poisonous. If we put the two side by side, we can see there are clear differences, but it's really important not to grab in big bunches because you might just pick up something you don't want to. And we're done. That's Arundel Station, the end point of the Midhurst Way. We finished it across 3 days. That's 29 miles in total, 2 nights. I had amazing sleeping experiences in the bird's nest and then my windy tent pitch last night. So thank you for joining me on the Midhurst Way. If you've enjoyed what you've seen and you want to see more, remember to like and subscribe. My name's Kieran. This is Love Being Outdoors. We'll catch you for the next one. So I just watched that back and I either should have shaved my head or definitely worn a hat. I look so bold. Bald head.